Welcome back to Capitol Review. Virginia voters decide who will be their next leader for Virginia's 11th district in Congress. Republican Stewart Whitson and Democrat James Walkinshaw will go head-to-head Tuesday in a special election. The election was called after the passing of former Congressman Gerry Connolly, who died in May. We invited both candidates to be a part of today's show. Here's my conversation with Democrat James Walkinshaw. James Walkinshaw, thank you so very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Well, you were the former Congressional Chief of Staff for Gerry Connolly. You had a front row seat to politics at the highest level. What made you jump into this race?
Well, I was Gerry Connolly's Chief of Staff for 11 years, and I've served the last almost 6 years on the Fairfax County Board of Supervisors. And as you know, when Congressman Connolly was diagnosed with cancer, later announced he wasn't going to seek re-election, he and I met and talked. He encouraged me to consider jumping in the race to succeed him. After talking it over with my wife and other folks here in Fairfax, I decided to do it because, you know, I feel like we're in a really critical and unique moment, both for our country and our community here in Fairfax and Northern Virginia. We're uniquely under attack by the Trump administration. The DOGE job cuts have hit federal workers and small businesses and contractors hard. And I feel like I'm the best prepared person to go to Washington and fight for our community and deliver results for our community.
Well, he encouraged you, but what does his endorsement mean to you before he passed, heading into Tuesday?
Well, I was deeply honored and humbled to earn his endorsement. You know, he is a singular figure in Fairfax and in Northern Virginia for the contributions and accomplishments that he made. So to have his trust meant a lot to me, means a lot to me, and I think for a lot of voters out there who supported him over the years, it means a lot to them as well.
Those federal job cuts hurt a lot of people, especially in Northern Virginia. If you get elected, how are you going to help those people, especially those impacted by the cuts?
So every single day I talk to federal workers who have had their jobs recklessly eliminated for no good reason. I talk to federal workers who are trying to hang on in their agencies and continue to do their work serving the American people with a kind of guillotine of DOGE and the Trump administration still hanging over their head. And first thing I want to do is tell the country that federal workers are patriots. In many cases, in most cases, they're folks who could make a lot more money in the private sector, but work in the federal government because they believe in the mission of serving the American people and treating our veterans and ensuring we have clean air and water and on and on and on. So I've laid out a process that I'll follow if I'm elected Tuesday. I'll be joining the minority of Democrats in the House of Representatives, but I think Democrats in Congress can be doing more to investigate what the Trump administration is doing to federal workers, bring some of the worst abuses to light. I've talked to federal workers who have been fired, are legally eligible to get unemployment benefits just like anyone else in the country, but haven't been able to access those benefits because the Trump administration and agencies are not signing the basic paperwork so they can get those benefits. Those are the kind of egregious abuses that need to be investigated by Congress.
The president's immigration efforts certainly having an impact on communities in the DMV, Northern Virginia, no exception. What can you do to help those in your communities that are impacted by the president's move?
So look, we know here in the DC region that 60% of the folks that the Trump administration or ICE have detained have committed no crimes, haven't been involved in violence at all. They're just folks who are here working hard, who are part of our communities, trying to raise their families. And I don't think that makes any sense. I think immigration enforcement should focus on the very, very small number of folks who are here who might be undocumented and are involved in violence or serious crime. And I think the Trump administration has taken their eye off the ball there. You know, I'm on the Fairfax County Board of Supervisors, and we are the safest large jurisdiction in the United States of America with the lowest violent crime rate. And that's because we build relationships and partnerships with everyone in our community, especially immigrants in our community.
James Walkinshaw, thank you so very much for your time.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And we did invite Republican Stewart Whitson to be a part of this show, but he was not available.